About just under a year ago, I had been going through a lot of treatments with a few hospitals, and I had a team of doctors working with me to try and determine why I was having precancerous cells during routine pap smears, and I was pre-cancer for cervical cancer. So I spent about 2.5 years working with doctors and not really getting any answers as to why nothing was changing. And I decided to seek out a different type of care. So I came to see Dr. Fassler at many recommendations. And I'm so glad I did, because she literally changed my world around, and she made me so comfortable when I was able to start getting treatment here. And we had a treatment plan in place immediately, and it was life-changing. So when I first started, I was a little nervous. It had been a long road thus far, about 2.5 to 3 years into my treatment program, having various surgeries done and biopsies and repeat checkups every 2 to 3 months. It was pretty exhausting, and after a while I just decided that I needed to take it into my own hands and try and figure out how to really connect with my body and understand why these things are happening and treat an underlying issue. So when I first met Dr. Fassler, it was I was one big ball of stress, and she could see it in my face and my energy in my body, and could really understand that I was going through a really hard time, and thought maybe there were some other underlying issues that we could deal with. And so the first day I met her, we just immediately connected, and I just felt so welcome and warm, and I knew that she was really going to be able to help me. I had a lot of scary conversations because my precancerous cells, they kept changing and getting worse instead of better. We were having conversations like, you may have to have a hysterectomy, and at the time I was 28, 29 and hadn't started a family, and I was devastated because, you know, a lot of women at my age want to start a family, and so that was certainly devastating. And so that was kind of my preconceived notion was, okay, eventually this is going to change to cancer. Eventually you're going to have to go through treatment or have a hysterectomy, or you can have a hysterectomy to not, to avoid getting cancer. So it was all very serious and very scary. And one of the first messages Dr. Fassler gave me was, that's absolutely false. You're not going to have a hysterectomy. We're going to work on figuring out your underlying causes. And we found things uncovered about my body that I had no idea, that I'd never experienced, never thought of. I mean, I have a gluten intolerance, and I feel so much better just with that. I mean, we tried a whole new therapy of laser therapy, which was, I was skeptical about that, but I'm so glad I did it, because 6 months later I came back and had no abnormalities, no precancer. So it was kind of like a miracle that I met her, and I just feel so much better. And the day I got the news from my cancer doctor, they said, your results came back clear. There's great, these are great changes, and I couldn't believe it. And I just felt like I was released from prison, from my own body, and it was pretty remarkable. Overall, it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. I always felt so welcomed and warm, and Dr. Fassler, I mean, we were hugging like the first time we met, and she's just made me feel so comfortable in like my treatment plan and my body and everything that my journey was super important to her. It was really amazing.